And we're live with, not Mist of Ravenloft, gosh, I am out of it, with Wanderlust in Wildemount. Hello everyone, I've had a lot of tequila this evening, but I'm here and I am ready to play a game and it's gonna be a delight. I also had a lot of tacos, but and aside from that, we're gonna go around, we're gonna say who we're playing, and how excited we are for tonight, because I'm mega excited to be playing Wendell Eustace Abernathy, Lucius Throckwaddle Hassenpfeffer IV of the Havisham Hassenpfeffers, a noble, an entrepreneur, maybe a warlock, you know, it's fine, it's part of the entrepreneurship, and I'm just hyped to play our second episode, and I love playing with people, so let's go on up from me to someone else I adore. Let's go up to D20 coup de grace. How are you? Who are you playing?
Oh yes, that is me. I'll be playing Harlan Flipcloak. He's a hobgoblin wizard, and he just used his time ship for the first time, and
for the first time.
Yes,
right.
Yeah, time. Lots of time stuff, and I'm hoping that I don't explode the world.
That's a good hope. It would not be good to activate like a doomsday device or anything. So let's hope you don't explode the world. Someone who I'm fairly confident is not going to explode the world would be Shiny Pilot. Shiny Pilot, how are you?
Well, I mean, are you sure I'm not going to explode the world? Just
I have an inkling.
I
feel like out of everyone in this room right now, I have the most sway over you. Not destroying the world. Out there.
Okay, well, hi everybody. I'm playing Igor. He is a hunchback half-orc butler to Wendell, and he's a goofball. I'm excited to play him tonight for the full night this time instead of the whole half night last time that I had. So, yeah, that's
fantastic. Also fantastic, and someone who keeps giving me wonderful monsters to throw at my Tuesday would be Nugatosaurus. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's Monday, and we're playing Exandria again, so I'm very excited. I'm Nugatosaurus. I play Howley Shifter Fighter / Paladin. She just saved her son while endangering her son, so, you know, things are normal.
Par for the course. I love it. I also love someone who's typically par for the course and just slipped right back into their depths of insanity. Producer Trav, how are you?
I'm good. What happens when you just get on Etsy and lose your mind and start building a character? When you take one scoop Etsy and one scoop D&D Beyond?
One scoop Etsy.
That's what's going to happen.
Two scoops Etsy?
And a scoop of Image Comics circa 1992 to 94. I think I'm getting that right. And, we're going to get so grimdark you could just puke tonight. So, Trash Can Darth Vader. Lamont Quinlan. Let's get it on.
I love it. Trash Can Darth Vader. Someone who is... I don't know what they're going to do with this group of individuals. It would be our Dungeon Master. Deception check, how are you?
Oh, hey, I've got plans. Most of them will probably be thrown into that same trash can that Darth Vader came out of, but, somewhere in that amalgamation, we'll find a game, and it will be a great time. I'm at Deception Check. I'm the Dungeon Master, Maestro of Madness for this group. That name is so difficult to use sometimes.
It's just group.
We're back.
The easiest name in the world.
Yeah, we're episode 2, Port Damali, if you please. Quick summary from last week. In the Return to Mundus Exandria, Wanderlust and Wildemount, the members of the group began their journey to Port Damali, where Howl had begun working to infiltrate the Clockwork Council based in Wildemount. Howl, her partner Nezrin Wasserin, Wendell, and Igor chose to fly on the Pride of Amon, while Harlan left alone in his experimental airship, the H-01 Chad. Only found out Lamont had tagged along and was throwing off his precious calculations. The journey was quick and comfortable for each group until Archmage Benarvin, a Clockwork Council and Myriad leader, was found to be on the Pride of Amon and had taken Hal's adopted son Mo hostage. Battle was waged between the Archmage and group until a being of power and presence appeared and then flew off with the Archmage, but not before offering words to Wendell. Meanwhile, on Harlan's ship, a different powerful being appeared and attempted to coerce Harlan to join the side of Avum, the being behind the Clockwork Council. Unable to decide, or perhaps unwilling, Harlan agreed to think on the proposition, and the being disappeared the same way it arrived. Spurred into action and to leave the scene of that creature's arrival, Harlan activated his experimental spatial time drive and surprisingly traveled 2 days' distance in the blink of an eye, only to see the damage of his ship's materialization and the shattered windows of the city of Port Damali below. So that's where we'll start tonight. As the smoke is filling the cabin of the H01 Chad, the sound of metal grinding and something just not working quite right as you pull up near the Sky Spire over the wide awake city of Port Damali below. What do you do, Harlan and Lamont?
First, I'll activate the air anchors.
Okay, could you tell me what the air anchors are?
They're like an immovable rod in the ship.
Okay, I seem to have heard something about that.
Yes.
So when you flip a switch and it makes the ship unmovable. Okay, all right, or immovable. Now, do you wait till you get closer to the Sky Spire, or do you just kind of flip the switch?
I want to look kind of like I'm normally docked there.
Okay, all right. So you maneuver close to the Sky Spire and then flip the switch.
Yeah.
Okay, Lamont.
What are you doing?
What does it look like? I'm trying to stop the ship from burning away.
Oh. What the hell did you just do? I feel like I'm going to throw up. It was amazing.
Well, it appears I miscalculated a bit, but I believe we are 2 days in the future, past.
You got a thing that does that?
Kind of. I'm working on it.
I've been on this thing for 2 days. I didn't know you're building a time machine.
It's delicate work and lots of components.
That was like a flying bakery there for the first few hours, but I knew you were up to something.
Did you put some pastries in my equipment?
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. It's the ship's on fire. You should fix it.
I'm gonna go find a
Give me perception checks for both of you.
Perception checks.
What do we have? Harlan with a 15.
Not too bad for Harlan.
Lamont?
What if I've never done that before?
11. Okay. With an 11, Lamont, you're absolutely sure that the ship is on fire and you need to evacuate as quickly as possible. Harlan with a 15, you recognize that the smell of the smoke is not exactly the byproduct of an actual open flame fire. It seems like this might be steam or energy release from the movement of your ship across space and time. So it might just be a byproduct of the machine. You've only used it this one time, so you're not sure. You don't think the ship is in trouble.
All right. It doesn't appear that we've taken catastrophic damage.
Sorry, go ahead.
I will document this. I will start documenting things.
You going to document it? That's fantastic. How bad is it actually to the naked eye? I mean, this is actively on fire here?
I mean, with your perception check, the
That's
smoke looks like smoke that comes from fire. You think the ship is on fire.
All right, I run to the edge of the ship. I want to look over the railing.
Okay.
From wherever I am.
You look over the railing towards the Sky Spire, which you are parked beside, and you now notice a large group of armed and armored men, as well as a few other well-dressed officials standing behind them. They're looking at you like you're somebody that they need to arrest or interrogate or possibly kill.
Did they just spot me?
Well, let me see. Are you trying to hide?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you sprint to the railing, hang over the side to get some air, but you're hiding on the railing.
Cautiously.
Cautiously. Can you give me a stealth check at disadvantage?
He wasn't kidding about that disadvantage.
Respect you, Frank. I can't see my mouse cursor. Hold on a second.
I know the feels.
Hey, the steps we take for our cosplay love.
No, hold on.
I understand completely.
I have a Mortal Kombat tournament to go to later, so that's
You know, that's fine. That's fine. Remember the fatalities.
yes. Okay, stealth check.
A natural one.
I know it Trip dies.
As you hide, you feel every single eye of the people across from you staring at you and wondering what you're doing.
I immediately duck behind the railing.
Could you please step out of the craft? We'd like to have some words with you, unless you're planning to attack us, in which way we will probably attack you back.
Is that Lamont?
A law enforcement has arrived beneath where we're parked here. You may want to speak. I'm not sure I'm bonded for this particular sort of.
Could you please step out of the vehicle?
That's them. That's them.
I'll close my log. Dang it. Put away my pen. Then I'll get up and walk out.
Okay.
Oh.
The armed guards that you see are all dressed in shades of blue. Nobody's exactly matching, but most of them are wearing a medium shade of blue tunic with a symbol that looks somewhat like an anchor on the front. There are several other official-looking people behind them, but it's hard to see them through the 10 or 15 armed guards in chainmail and these blue tunics. One of them steps forward, a tall, black-haired woman in chainmail with an ornate sword and the same blue tunic, has gold, braids on one shoulder. She looks over. She has a half-elven kind of look to her. She goes, "Sir, are you the owner of this ship?"
Yes. The Holonian H01.
Yes. Is that your country of residence, Sir? Halonia?
No.
May we ask, are you attacking the city of Port Damali, or is that an accident when you destroyed the windows of nearly every building along the wharf?
I believe that you are mistaken. It must have been another ship.
She looks over her shoulder at the Sky Spire where all the sky ships park, and there are none in the sky, none parked. You seem to be the only ship currently in Port Damali now?
I see. Well, huh.
Are you aware of the punishment for property damage in the Clovis Concords?
I'm new to Port Damali.
Oh, well then let me inform you. Ben, please spread out along the wharf. Yes, thank you. For damage to private property,
Harlan, we should go.
which is approximately 110 different buildings,
I can
it
have
is
this.
5 to 15 days worth of incarceration for each individual damaged property, as well as twice of the value of the property damaged. Now, also, for damage to Concord property, it is 30 to 60 days of incarceration for each individual instance, and a fine of twice the worth. I believe it's about 10,000 gold worth of damage at this time.
Just tell me when to make a stealth check, because I'm getting the hell out of here.
Where are you going?
Okay.
That's ridiculous. There's got to be some other deal we can work out here.
Yes, Lamont. as you look for an escape route, the Sky Spire is a 300-foot tower with different docks at different heights along this spire.
Uh-huh.
The one you are currently up against is one of the higher ones. So you have basically a small docking area and then a tower that it's attached to, and about 270 feet to the ground below.
Huh. And there's not like a safe, concealed place to grapple to, perhaps a nearby spire with which to...
No, this is the tallest building in the entire city by about 200 feet.
Oh, balls.
You can attempt to rappel down the spire.
I think I have to, like, you got that whole moment takes place during whatever Harlan is about to do.
No, that's fine.
Because I don't jump off the ship yet.
Okay.
Yet.
Okay, so Harlan, you're still speaking with the Zalazo captain.
Yep.
She steps up towards the railing where she expects that you're standing. She goes, well, allow me to introduce myself. I am the captain of the Zalazo here in Port Damali, named Vera Stormcloud. It's a pleasure to meet you. It's Harlan Flipcloak, yes. I'd like to introduce you to a few people. We're going to have to discuss some things here because this is very unusual, and we don't like unusual things here.
It was a unfortunate incident caused by my experiment, I admit, and I will...
Magic-based?
I apologize?
Based in magic.
Not really.
Oh.
Tell them you were drunk.
Artifice-based.
Nearer to that, yes.
Interesting. Well, let me introduce you to a few people. To my right, and... I'm sorry, what, Lamont?
I'm talking to Harlan. I'm like whispering in Harlan's ear.
Okay.
Bad ideas.
Bad ideas.
Points over to another woman who looks a little, you'd like to look down. It's a taller gnome female with striking green hair, left loose and shoulder length, wearing dark brown and black tight leather coat and leggings with long rolled top, soft top leather boots. This is Skyship Captain, Guild Master, Wanda Villefort. And she nods to you. Next is Skyport Dotmaster Finnegan Duncastle. You look over next to the gnome and you see a halfling male. He's thin, wiry, with beady, piercing black eyes and short-cropped graying hair. He's wearing serviceable and comfortable common clothing with a patch on the front, very ornate, that says Dockmaster over the left breast. And then she looks to the other side and she goes, and this is Merchant Guild Leader Theodore Hargraves Elliot Maximilian Anders Nouveau. And he goes, you can call me Max.
I know someone that'd get along with you.
These are some of the leaders of our city who will be able to help us decide what would be best for the damages that have happened. The Marquise, unfortunately, could not come because we weren't sure whether or not this was a danger to the city.
I am no danger. It was all an accident. I'm happy to accommodate you in whatever way I can.
Well, maybe come on board.
Of course. I'll take my flying carpet over to her.
Okay. They all board the flying carpet and fly on board. So while they're all boarding and the two of you are about to talk to them, we'll head back to the Pride of Amon, where Wendell, Hal, Nezrin, and Igor are sitting on the top deck talking about what happened just recently.
I mean, I wasn't wrong, Nez.
I mean, you weren't right either.
Yes, I was. It was Benarvin.
But how do you know that
Intuition, a gut feeling.
I also sensed this.
But we can't stab everything every time you have an upset stomach.
And I don't. I haven't recently.
She did
Sure.
wait until he had a knife to her son's throat.
She hasn't stabbed me yet.
We were just gonna.
Impressive.
No, I haven't. Speaking of stabbing, I have something for you.
Oh,
She
dear.
keeps talking.
Big foe.
How dear. Is this something we can expect to continue happening?
What?
I don't know. Strange gods grabbing archmages from the decks of ships we're flying on?
That's literally never happened to me before. So I don't know.
Is this Benavin coming back?
The thing said no.
Are we to trust the thing?
I believe
I don't
the thing.
know. I was kind of focused on Benarvin. I wanted to kill
Very
him.
convincing and powerful.
I wanted
I'm
to-
very convinced
kill
by
him.
powerful, benevolent things.
But I could feel eyes on me, and I figured murder probably wasn't the best choice. So I just wanted to stab him, but I couldn't even do that. I was
Yes.
very disappointed.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but the crew of this ship seems to be a little shell-shocked, and they're staring at us now.
Oh, it's probably the first time dealing with murder cultists.
I mean,
That serve
they're
the
friends
evil
with the
orb of evil.
dragon. I don't understand how this is any different.
Well, the evil orb of evil is a different entity altogether, Hal. It's like the next tier after dragon.
I don't know. Dragons are kind of terrifying, and my god's literally a dragon. So
But see, there you go.
I feel like that's a tier below where Bahamut is.
But
She
there's,
just keeps
there's
gesturing.
dragons and then there's god dragons, you know? There's like an in-between tier of like other deity things.
Moshe, we're gonna have to fight that dragon.
No,
No.
Igor, we're not.
We
going
like
to have to
dragons.
fight
Why would we
dragon.
fight dragons? We have two
We
dragon
like
friends.
Some dragons. Most dragons.
We've
We
liked
like
every
dragons until
dragon
proven
we've met.
otherwise.
Well, I
Except for the
prefer.
void dragon that. Not void dragon.
I prefer we
The
didn't.
fissure dragon. The one
Fissure.
dragon that we fucked up.
Yes, that little baby dragon. Like,
Yeah.
its head is mounted in awe.
that one.
In.
The mounted dragon.
Yeah.
We don't like that dragon. Anyway, what I was saying.
Were you saying anything? I'm kind
I
of
don't
confused
know.
at this
We were
point.
having a conversation. Did you not?
I kind of don't remember what my point was, except for
I'm going to retire
trust my gut.
to the stateroom. I'm
Okay,
I'm tired.
I understand.
Would you like me to freshen up your room for you?
No, thank you, Igor. It's quite pleasant and fine. I will be fine. I just like to be alone for a little while.
All right.
But now that
Okay.
the ship's clear of death cultists, it should be perfectly safe.
She gets up and just walks away.
She seems like a nice lady.
She's a very nice lady. The nicest lady.
Hmm.
So, and I turn to the crew who's staring at us.
They turn away immediately and go back to the room.
Well,
One of them's just like looking
okay.
around, like.
But you notice that the captain is walking over. That's
Oh,
Captain
yes.
Eva
I
Skyfinder.
will.
What? Skyfinder?
Yeah, Eva Skyfinder.
Eva. Okay.
Yeah. She's a tall, half-elven woman, sun-worn, wearing with graying hair, and she's dressed in the tight-fitting uniform that the Sky Flyers wear.
Okay.
Quite an alluring vixen, but I don't say anything.
Captain.
that was exciting.
Wasn't it
something.
just
What
wouldn't
the
say
fuck
exciting.
was it?
a death
That's
cultist?
an excellent question.
Hostage negotiation.
So the guy who threatened my son,
Yes,
he was an archmage.
my sailor.
An archmage, member
Yes.
of the Myriad, and
and the
cultist.
Clockwork Council.
Yes.
Are these all enemies of yours?
They're kind of all together. It's like one whole thing.
They're like a big lump group.
It's like
They're-
one
They
enemy.
couldn't just decide on
not
one thing
multiple.
to be, and so they picked all of them. Bug for you, you're welcome.
But apparently he's gone now.
What was that other thing? Was that
No
Myriad
idea.
Archmage too?
You know
No.
as much about that as we do, so
And I know jack shit about that, and it endangered my ship. And I'm just
Same.
trying to decide whether for the next
I-
24 hours
feel like
we're going
that
to be
thing-
having beings appear on the deck.
Was more helpful, more
it's not
beneficial
not
than
a
harmful
possibility.
for your ship, seeing as how it eliminated the death cultist with no casualties other than the death cultist. That fight really could have gotten messy. He's
I
quite
didn't
a
even get to stab him.
terrible archmage. wreaked havoc in Amon a bit. There's a whole investigation into it.
That firestorm over on the west side of Amon?
You heard about it.
It's quite a story. I mean, first there's
Yes.
airships falling out of the
Yes,
sky,
that
and
Benarvin
that
the
was
captain was a friend of
involved.
mine.
Yes.
I
Oh.
pulled people out of the wreckage.
Ship landed on me.
It did land
you,
on her.
You might have saved some. Man, you might have saved some of my friends then.
We
Thank
saved
you.
as many as we could.
Well,
They were
I
very
didn't.
mangled.
I was near death.
There was lots of burned bodies. The smell was horrible.
Igor.
yes, that's
Igor.
enough. Thank you.
But yes, that big fire incident, that was... Benarvin was involved.
He was there. That's why he was so burned.
Yes.
His face was all fucked up.
I did notice
Everything
that.
got out of control, and it was
Yeah, he
just
was
a
part of
huge
that.
ordeal.
We weren't there.
No, we just heard about it. We were nearby, and we heard about it, but...
We were
Speaking
dropping
of-
off a friend.
Mm.
Captain,
Right.
if you have fire suppression systems, now would be a good time to test them.
What?
What?
No.
The first smart thing Igor said, we're like, what? Fire
Jam
suppression
Hands
what?
has the ability to cast certain spells that can help with that sort of thing. So
Can
I heard
I
about
ask?
Yes.
it in Butterscotch.
Jam hands?
yeah, it's a long story.
Very-
When he was younger, he had an accident with a jar of jam, and it just never. He couldn't live it down. So,
Tragic.
Interesting.
I mean, yeah, I'm not the one to tell that story.
Okay. Anyway, we don't expect any more incidents
No,
to
now that
happen.
the death cultist is gone, all should be well. We should
To be
celebrate.
fair, though, we didn't really expect the first event to happen. So,
We were suspicious, though, once we heard someone was asking about us, but...
yeah.
Yes, it's also suspicious that we travel across the sea with all the rooms rented out and only a few passengers.
What?
Is that what happened? I was wondering why there were so few passengers aboard the ship.
Yes, every stateroom has been rented, and we can fit upwards of 30 people on the ship at a time.
Are they empty?
Yes, each and every one.
Penarvin
Oh.
probably rented them out so he could murder us himself
Mm,
without
that seems
witnesses.
to be the case.
Hmm.
Although I'm not complaining. I mean, we saved on food costs, and it's a quicker
Yeah.
travel.
And the
This
payment
way,
is
we'll be-
up front, so...
We'll be arriving tomorrow afternoon. Less
Really?
than 24 hours.
That's fast.
Yes, quite fast.
Oh.
Although we've had some messages sent back from the Captain's Guild about a disturbance at the port.
God damn it. We can't
sh-
have a nice vacation.
Well, it's a strange airship of unknown make appeared, and when it did, it basically shattered all the windows along
That's
the
rude.
wharf.
It's not on fire, is it?
There was a bit of smoke, from what I understand, but
We should
No.
get there quickly.
it seemed like last we heard, they were in conversation with the captain of that particular ship. So we have no other news
Do you
at
know
this
the
time.
name of said vessel? Or the captain?
Are we gonna
I'm
be
sorry,
able to
no.
port? Are we gonna be able to dock at port?
Oh, there's
Are we
at
gonna be
least 10
fine?
berths at the Sky Spire. We'll be fine.
Mm.
Oh, okay. There's no like danger or anything?
No, they built for expansion when they built
Well-
the Skyport.
As long as we come in with less of a bang than those people, I think all should be fine.
Well, you don't have to worry about that. I'm one of the most experienced captains sailing this route. It'll be fine.
I bet you are.
That's why we hired you. What
But
the fuck, Wendell?
you rented a berth on my ship. You didn't exactly hire me. I would have been coming this way anyway.
That's fair.
Yes, accurate is more apt, but that'll be fine. Neither way, thank you. Thank you for your help. I want to
course.
imagine that it's because of you that we did not have any further death and destruction.
Yes,
But,
we definitely would prefer to keep situations under control. We don't like casualties or extra damage
Especially
when
my son.
situations are right. Yes.
Yes, I was quite surprised that you ran after the man with the dagger at his throat.
He
Well,
wouldn't
yeah.
have died. Well, he wouldn't have stayed dead for long.
Wendell would have just,
Really?
tapped him and he would have been fine.
She kind of
Yes,
takes a step
I've saved
back.
many
Oh,
lives.
You command that sort of power?
What?
Oh,
What? What power? What happened? I missed that.
save people from death.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Master saved me many times.
Yes.
So he tells me.
You
I
are a
have.
strange group of people.
We've been told that before.
I give her a business card.
She looks at it.
If you ever need anything, we're the group for you.
I think we're all right. Is that your slogan? You
I
might
like
need
it.
to workshop that
It
a
might
bit more.
be.
I like it.
It might be.
I'm
Writing it down.
Zimidrath seems to be our guardian angel now, so
Yes,
we're okay.
we were quite pleased to meet him. What was it? A year and a half ago?
Yeah. Something like that.
You know Zimidrath as well?
Yes, we
Yeah,
introduced him.
he's a good friend of
actually.
ours.
Oh, wonderful. Well,
He gave
I
me
just
these
wanted
two
to-
loots.
sure. Do you play them?
Yeah,
Oh, well,
I try. I'm learning.
Oh, never mind then. All right, wonderful.
I pull it out.
No,
and I
no.
start
Okay, roll me
Like-
a performance.
I'm proficient in this now.
Yes, you are. You've been training.
Okay, 13.
13. It is a passable, good song. Not very intricate,
Yeah,
but well played. It's just,
it's like
well,
smoke
that's-
on the water.
that's actually not as bad as I feared it might have been.
Yeah, I've been playing for like
Blink, blink.
half a year.
That's wonderful.
I'm learning. I'm
We'll
gonna put it away.
continue on. I see great things in your future if this whole death and destruction doesn't kill you.
I'll do my best.
I'm sure.
All we can do. Oh.
Well, yeah, dinner will be served soon. Have a good rest of your
Fantastic.
flight.
Thank you.
I'll let you know when we're docking tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Phenomenal.
I would imagine if it's your first time in Port Damali, that you'd
Yes.
probably want to be at the rails when we fly in. The city is quite stunning
Yeah.
at the time of day that we'll be flying in as the sun sets. So, have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Master,
Bye.
You as well.
would you like to retire, Master?
No, I believe I'm going to do a bit of writing. I think the atmosphere is just perfect for it at the moment.
Oh.
Do
Such
we
tension.
know that Wendell doesn't sleep?
Yes, you
Okay.
guys would know because he's bragged about it several
Yeah.
times. That,
yeah, that's what I
and there's
thought.
been a lot of things where we need to count all this gold. We need to count all this
That's
gold again.
right.
We have to do all
Yeah.
this fucking paperwork, and Wendell's like, well, I guess I'll do it.
Wendell, constitution check for me, please.
All right.
Or a save. A save.
I'll pull up my character sheet. Constitution. Oh, yes, my strong suit. By strong suit, I mean it's not my worst. Not fairly middling, really.
Mm.
Oh, but I rolled okay. I rolled a 15 plus 2, so 17.
Okay. You are not starving
Oh, good.
because your little friend in your pocket, has that effect on you at times.
He
so,
does.
and then you have
Yes.
been talking and working a lot and fighting. So
I have.
sometimes that causes a lot of
Hunger.
excruciating hunger pains. So
Yes. No, I'll eat a snack though. I'll just like a few carrot sticks maybe. Something
okay.
pleasant. And I will talk to my stone friend. Has he calmed down? Is he screaming in terror still?
Mumbling in the back of your mind, it's been easy to tone him out.
Okay. Well, once he's calmed down a bit, I'll broach the subject of. So how are you?
Do you know what that thing was?
No idea. It's something that took care of Benarvin. It had a name that I
There were
wrote
two.
down. Let me see.
Their names don't matter.
Doesn't seem to like the EOOE, the evil orb of evil.
Sane beings wouldn't.
This is true. So it must be sane. So what was that being then, seeing as how you know so much about it, and it seemed to rattle you a bit?
What do you know of gods?
That they are inferior to the being I serve.
Good answer. What do you know of gods?
People pray to them, they do piddly things every now and then when they feel like it. They fight amongst each other. They need worshippers.
Gods are beings of great power,
Yes, that too, I suppose.
but they cannot be everywhere at once. So they have servants
Yes.
who are not as powerful, but
Yes.
quite
Much
powerful
like
in their
my
own right.
benefactor. Wendell has bought in so hard to the warlock life.
The being you sell was one of two, the foremost lieutenants of the one called Avum. One assisted in his downfall.
I would assume that
other
is the
was
one we
tricked
saw.
and chained with him. They are hard to tell apart. Don't trust what they say. They are both tricksy. One turned on their own master. The other fought everything to save their master. And your mustache does funny things when you're not looking at the camera.
I would imagine so. It's so magnificent. It has a life of its own.
Aye, it's hard to concentrate when talking to you like that.
Terribly sorry.
Yes,
I didn't think you
those
could see it
two.
from down there.
those two are quite formidable.
So they would seem.
That's basically like a legend lore.
Like a legend lore? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Suppose I'll have to do more research into the Quavial. Yes, that's what I've written down at least. Pronunciation I'll have to work on, but I suppose I'll have to do some research into them to see if they were the one that helped. Ukaval. That, I'm going to write it phonetically.
And as you have a conversation about more specifics with your
Yes.
with your little pocket friend,
Yes.
we'll pop back over
My little
to the
pocket
deck
friend.
of the Chad. Harlan, what are you doing as these four well-dressed, powerful Port Damali people, denizens, step aboard Harlan's ship?
I'll guide them through, but
What is Lamont doing? I'm most interested in that. He's the wild card that might cause this whole thing to burn.
I like stand as close to Harlan as I can behind him without being seen by who he's talking to or being seen. And I'm just like in his ear. I'm too young to go to jail, man. What are you gonna do? You can't afford to pay him off.
will you calm down?
Is
Yeah.
your friend okay, Captain?
Damn it.
He's very shy.
Oh, they're gone.
Don't worry about him.
Oh, they're gone.
Yes.
Please, let me show you around the ship, but don't touch anything. Some components could be quite volatile.
We're quite aware. The man who said call him Max, the Merchant Guild leader, Mr. Nouveau, it's like, this is very interesting. You look at him and you see he's a medium height, dark skinned human male with graying, well kept hair. He's got many gold loops and studs in his ears. He's wearing very fine, lavish purples and gold silk robes and is bedecked in many gold and platinum rings. When he walks, it's kind of like, sounds like he's wearing slippered feet. So he probably rode over in some sort of carriage or something. So he doesn't, he's big money. You can tell right off the top.
All proprietary. Please sign this non-disclosure agreements.
Well, that's the thing. You see, you owe an awful lot of money, but you also perhaps hold the key to breaking a monopoly that has crippled sky transport for some time. Are
Just
you
don't
aware
share
of
the
that?
time travel secrets.
Of course I'm aware of that, but it's all experimental technology. We have...
Well, yes, everything starts experimentally, but if we can put a dent in the Asfaran Union, so you're aware of who they are, correct?
I assume I am.
Yes, they're basically the guild that produces and maintains the stones that allow the current style of skyship to fly.
Okay. Yes.
It's a complete monopoly.
Yeah. All right.
Well, if your style of ship, I mean, you don't use stones, do you?
They are not necessary, but they are useful for emergency situations.
Yes, but as soon as you use the stones, and then that union gets involved, and, well, our profit margins go down. Don't you understand? Our profit margins.
I see.
And then the other, the tall gnome with the striking green hair kind of steps in front of Mr. Nouveau and is like, now look, are you an actual captain, or are you more just the creator and flyer of the ship?
I am the owner, inventor, and captain of the ship.
Well, then we might want to speak about getting you involved with the guild, especially if you'll be promoting this ship somehow. We provide most of the captains to the ships. I myself haven't flown in a while. I've moved more to administrative role, but I mean, you parked this wonderfully, especially with the crosswinds we have at this elevation. I mean, I'd be more than willing to forward you on if we can get this fine situation figured out. Maybe a small donation from your advance with Mr. Nouveau. And he's just smiling at you from behind. Like, he's like at least half a body taller than she is. So he's standing right behind her, just smiling, gold glinting in the light.
Of course, before anything proper could be worked out, I must speak with my accountant.
Oh, how wise, how wise. And then the little halfling man, the Skyport Dockmaster Finnegan Duncastle, kind of steps up and he's like, look, you got to pay for parking. I mean, it's not like we're rocking out here right now, but, you know, everyone pays. It's part of the system. It's how we keep the thing maintained. So I don't really care about your fines, but if you're going to be sitting here, you got to pay the piper. And he's like slapping his hand.
I don't even need to be at this fucking dock. Of course. What is the normal toll?
Well, normally it is 5% of the total take of the crossing. But since you are not exactly ferrying people or goods at this time, I'd say that we can take a small percentage, especially if Mr. Nouveau is sponsoring your parking. 500 gold per day.
Oh, that's outrageous and you won't pay it.
Lamont, you can just...
Is that your accountant?
No, he's a burden.
No, I completely understand. Most of my staff is a burden. You see, as you're talking, you see this guy, the Zalazo captain, kind of pacing about, looking at the ship, like checking out the machinery without touching it, looking to see if there's any weapons or anything involved. She's mainly just worried about the security of the city.
It was the effects of the ship were a product of it appearing where it appeared. It's not the ship is not a weapon.
Yeah. And your name is Mr. Flipcloak, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Come on, man.
Well,
hey, Harlan respects authority. Okay.
He does. It's from the Iron Authority.
I think with the assistance of Mr. Nouveau, we can push aside most problems, but it will be a few days in figuring this out. Now, I would be more than happy to put you up in our spacious and most comfortable jail cells so that you could wait until we can decide what it is. Or perhaps Mr. Nouveau, your new partner, and she's just kind of like puts really like emphasis on partner, could stay with you. You've got some sort of event coming up soon, right? Yes. Yes, we're having quite an event. Yes, why don't you stay with me? I've got more than enough space, 100 rooms or so. I think I've been in most of them. Why don't you come stay with me? I'm having a masquerade ball in what, 3 days? It'll be wonderful. Well, you can meet everyone. We can talk about specifics. I can introduce you to some production people. We've got several different wood suppliers. I don't even care about your machine, but this ship and that, what is that, a balloon?
Party jail. Party jail.
He's grinning at you, and it's just like he's grinning at you like a rich man grins at a thick steak.
And I want, and I know that for Harlan, that's a legitimate like decision. Like, do I prefer the jail? Like,
maybe get some studying in. I know Lamont doesn't want to go to jail, so I suppose I must take you up on that offer.
Wonderful.
I'd love
yes. Oh, excellent. We'll have to do something about your clothing, but that'll be fine. It's my treat. It'd be great. All right, Captain, they're with me now. Dockmaster, I'll take care of the fees for now on basically on the assumption that we'll have a deal soon. But, if things fall out, we'll just work on it from there. Right, Mr. Flipcloak? Yeah, okay, great. Yes, Captain, Sky Captain, you'll be coming to the ball in 3 days? Good. Okay, well, come with me. I've got a carriage downstairs. We'll just head on out. It'd be great. He puts his arm around you, Harlan, like over your shoulder. He doesn't even look at Lamont and just kind of walks you out, grilling you over the airship.
Yay. I introduce what I can to him, but I, keep all the secret stuff hidden,
Lamont, do you follow?
I would hope you do. You're muted, bro.
Yeah.
You're very strong
muted.
silent type.
You're still muted.
You're still muted.
It's not.
You muted me. Do you see you're doing this on purpose?
No. I asked to unmute you because you couldn't unmute yourself. I said, let me just right-click, ask to unmute.
Who's talking? I keep a minimum safe distance and shadow them only to protect Harlan.
Okay.
Who I think might be in mortal danger.
So you'll see as this Mr. Nouveau and Harlan begin descending down the stairs, you notice a set of 6 guards dressed in the same shades of purple and gold as Mr. Nouveau step in around you and basically follow you guys down these long stairs, moving down the spire.
And they can see me.
Are you trying to hide from them? Because you're standing out in the open of a well-lit hallway.
I think I can see you, man.
I just look at them, and do they acknowledge me?
No. They are guarding a space, and you're inside that space.
But they're not assaulting my person.
No, they're staying a decent distance away. Their hands are on their weapons, but that's what you expect from a guard.
All right, I follow Harlan.
Okay. If you'd like, you can insight check them to see what they think about you.
I mean, I think it's a safe. Sure. I think I already know the answer to this.
Okay.
Why not?
A 3. You believe that they are extremely afraid of you, and they are unable to take your eyes because they think that you would swallow their soul.
That's why I never look at him.
One of them looked to be like a captain.
No, these just look like the captain was on the ship. That was like a main guard wearing blue. These are in purple and gold and seem to be like house guards.
Okay. The actual law enforcement that was interacting with Harlan, have they left?
No, they're still standing up there speaking with the Zalazo captain, as well as the dockmaster, kind of like taking in the entire ship.
All right. I just sort of register that they're there, and then I want to catch up with Harlan because I want to hear him explain what the hell this ship is.
Okay. And so as that's happening, we'll head back to the Pride of Amon. Time has passed. You guys have had a wonderful afternoon. It's in the evening now. Is there anything you'd like to do before we move on to the next day?
Does Nezrin come back now?
No, Nezrin stayed in her room.
Okay. Do I get the feeling that she's mad at me?
You get the feeling that she's a little distressed from the day.
Okay. But not specifically at me.
Oh, give me an insight.
Oh, no.
It's advantage because it is your significant other.
Okay, cool. I've got a +4. So that's a 19.
Okay, that's pretty good.
That's a 12, so 23.
23. You think that she is a little short with you only because she's exasperated with the situation. It's bad enough that you guys are dealing with Clockwork Council back in Port Damali where she had decided to make it her home, but now you have crazy archmages and weird beings of extra-dimensional power appearing, and she's like, what have I got myself into?
That's fair. It's
a little stressful. So
do I feel like if it gets more crazy, she'll leave me?
You imagine that she's in it for the long haul.
Okay,
that's what you kind of feel. But
that's
there is a limit of of crazy that she can put up with. But that's normal
fair.
People.
That's fair. Okay.
But she expects a lot of crazy around you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That includes you. But
Yeah.
Okay.
Then Hal's just gonna hang out with Wendell and Igor.
Okay. The stars are out now. The sun has set. It has become a little chill on the deck, but there's a bit of an aura of heat from the ship itself.
Question.
Yes, answer.
What do I know about Bahamut's time of day, if that makes sense? Like
being a god of indeterminate power and position, that their realm is not really time isn't really associated.
No, like you have some god of the night, and then you've got gods that are more like daytime gods. Like,
I don't think.
When do I feel would be like the best time to pray to Bahamut?
As a newer initiate, you're not quite sure.
Okay, that's fine.
And as a person who hasn't researched that particular answer, I'm not that sure either. As the DM, I don't believe that there is a particular time. There might be a date that's more associated with the worship of Bahamut, but there isn't like a particular day or night cycle associated with it.
Okay, then I think Hal has gotten into the habit of before she goes to bed, she takes some time to meditate and talk and pray and stuff to Bahamut.
Okay.
But other than that, I don't think she does anything.
Okay. Is there anything particular you want to say to Bahamut, or are you just saying that you do that?
No, I just feel like she probably, because she's not really religious and she doesn't know what she's doing. So I feel like she just recounts her day. Like, I ate this for breakfast. We were attacked by an archmage.
Roll me a D100. I just want to see.
Mad.
I'd like to see something here.
That's a 91.
Okay, I was going to say if it went low, then you might just feel like an extra-dimensional angelic sigh in your head.
Oh.
But no, this is just a dream. You also do know that you'll be able to learn more about your worship of Bahamut because there is a grand temple to Bahamut in the Crescents.
Yeah. Okay. Then Hal just hangs out with Wendell and Igor and.
Okay.
Wendell's doing some writing. He's got one of those travel writing desks with him. He's doing some writing on the deck for some fresh air, get some color. And he's going to ask Howell for some feedback. on his current plot of his book that he's writing.
I will
I'm
do
excited
my
for this.
best.
All right. So, now these two ladies, Susan and Gemma. Right? Are you following? All right. So,
Yep.
imagine this.
Gemma.
Imagine this tagline. The pressures of Susan's job as a prostitute leave her blind to Gemma's affections, and Gemma takes up religion to try to distract herself. However, when overzealous Morena, the cleric, threatens to come between them, Susan has to act fast. Will they ever find the sizzling love that they deserve? Not what you were expecting. I know.
Not what I was expecting, but I'm here for it. So is this like a love triangle? Like, does Marina, is that what you said?
Yes, Morena, the cleric.
Morena, does she want to get with Gemma?
I think she's just trying to get Gemma to commit to the church. Forsake all love. Only love for her deity.
What kind of fucking church is that?
I haven't decided yet. Do you have any recommendations?
That's awful.
I
Not
know,
Bahamut.
it's terrible.
I would not have joined Bahamut if I couldn't.
Alright, I'll write Bahamut off the list. He
Yeah,
just has a
that's-
list and he just crosses off a name. Yes, and if
That would
the
be a bad
lesbians, if you couldn't tell.
I figured.
Yes, alright.
One myself. I figured.
Yes, that's why I asked your input into the situation, although...
Yeah. Okay, so Susan is a prostitute.
Yes. And she thinks that Gemma's affections will just work, but then,
Right.
when Gemma goes to become a nun, she realizes...
So there's a lot of pining.
There's a lot of pining,
and
yes.
angst.
Yes.
Okay. I'm here for it. I think it's great.
You think it's great? Alright, I'll go
Yeah.
with it then.
Yeah, let me read it when, can I read, your drafts?
You can read now, so yes, I will allow you to read. You can be my
If now-
draft reader.
Yeah, if the words are too big, I'll have to ask you. But...
Of course, I'm here for you.
Okay. She's not a romance
I suppose
novel
Nesrin
beta
could read it
reader.
as well, as long as you don't think she'll tell anyone.
I don't think she would.
Alright.
Honestly, she reads romance novels, but they're like the classy kind.
Oh, well then she'll love this.
Uh,
Well,
As
Okay.
this conversation is happening, what is Igor doing right now?
it's good to get feedback when you're
Definitely
an author.
not dealing with this film family. Igor would go for a nice walk around the ship and kind of just enjoy the fact that he's on a flying house. I think he'd get a kick out of that. He'd probably open little windows, look outside at how far down it goes, and kind of wish that the manor had views such as these. He'd
No,
be
we only have
waxing poetic.
rolling hills of vineyards and beauty. It's fine.
No, it doesn't beat it.
I'm
Um,
gonna do one more thing
That's
before Igor goes to bed.
Go for it.
Give him more mushrooms.
No. Dia. So Hal goes to the room and she knocks before she enters and she's like, Nez, are you awake?
Yes,
I'm gonna just come in real quick and then I'll leave you alone.
it's okay. I'm just having a day.
I know, and I'm giving you space, and if you need me to be here, just let me know. But
You can stay if you want.
okay, I'll be back. She goes
Oh,
over
you're
to like,
leaving? I'm
Well, I
saying
have-
you could stay and you're now.
yeah, no, I have to. This is like the perfect opportunity for me to give them their gifts. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Do you want me to be there? Or is this...
Yeah, if you do, you want to.
Well, I mean, I don't want to take away from. I mean, it's your gift. I mean, I only helped. I'd rather.
I mean,
it be
you
like
help
it's
me
for-
pick them out. So
No,
like,
but it's you giving to them. I
okay,
think it might be-
I'll describe the reactions. to
Okay,
it.
that sounds.
Or you can be like
wonderful.
around the corner, like watching.
Have fun. No.
Okay.
I'd rather have you
Okay.
tell me the story.
Okay. And she goes into a trunk and she pulls out Igor's item and Lamont's, or not Lamont, Wendell's item.
Well,
Okay.
wow.
And then she goes back upstairs and she looks for Igor first.
Igor, where are you?
Igor just got done wandering the lower levels, and he's up on the mid levels where the rooms are, I'm assuming.
Yep. So you pass him in the hall.
Okay.
Hey,
I've got this for you. And it's like this, it's like wrapped up in like really crappy like butcher paper. And it's very obviously a battle axe. Here, this is for
Or
you.
a bouquet of flowers. One or the
is
other.
it-
It's hard to tell.
is it food?
It's
I recognize
not
butcher
edible.
paper.
I don't recommend eating it, but you can
very
hit stuff
battle
that
axe.
you can eat with it.
Don't turn Igor into a
Just
cannibal,
open it.
please.
So, before I open this lovely packaging here of this nondescript item, what's the occasion?
I just wanted to get you guys a gift. I got one for everyone. It's like
You were too nice. You didn't have to get me a present.
I knew I didn't have to. I just wanted to because we're friends.
A little like tear starts to bubble in his eye because he's like a friend. Somebody announced their friendship with me, and he'll kind of sheepishly grin and what? And he'll start tearing open the butcher's paper off of it. Thanks.
So it's a it is a battle
okay.
axe. Let me take a picture of it. Hold on.
Sweet.
Oh.
And I will send it in the Discord. But it is a battle axe with like a silver handle that kind of like gradiates into gold with red leather where your hands go on the handle, and then the axe part of it looks like a gold coin, like the curved gold coin. So this is the battle tax axe.
The battle tax axe.
The
Does it
battle
actually say, like,
tax
battle
axe.
tax on it?
Yeah. And I am going to send the picture and then I will send the description as well. But essentially, when you crit on this, you get money.
That's awesome.
This
I
is
don't know if
an
Igor needs
item.
this kind of tool, but okay.
I mean,
And this has
it's-
been okay by me.
Yeah,
All this has been
I-
okay by me.
This
So
is great.
this-
This is great.
There's the text for it, and I'll send it all of
Okay.
it to you later. But
Is it just a standard battle axe? It's not like a +1.
yeah, it's just a
Yeah,
standard
just-
battle axe. It does
Okay.
require attunement.
Okay.
So I don't know if you have any attunement slots, but oh no, I'm sorry. It is a +1 battle axe.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon. Yep.
+1. Okay, I will put that in my character sheet. Igor looks at it after throwing the wrapping paper on the floor and he's holding it in half and he goes, "Oh, I get to beat people with a gold coin?"
Yeah. And it'll give you more gold coins, like if you hit people the right way.
What? No.
Yeah,
No.
it's nuts.
Does it only work for people? Or can I like beat rocks and get gold from the rocks?
Anything that's small or larger
And me?
against a small or larger hostile creature, it's gotta be something living
Oh.
or like a construct, because it's a creature, right?
What?
Constructs are creatures.
Igor starts thinking of like all the pesky rats and rodents he can start.
It needs to be an animate object.
Yeah, animate object. Okay.
Okay.
Undead
he's still
count.
thinking-
Um,
He's thinking small of all the little rodents and things like insects and bugs. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna crush a spider and get a gold coin. Now, I'm gonna be so wealthy. I'm gonna give you at least half of my earnings from this.
No, all of it's yours. You don't give me any. this is-
Master gives me a very fair
Nope.
wage.
This is extra money that you can spend on whatever you want. So if you want to buy like 15 sweet rolls, if you want to buy like 30 pieces of candy, that's yours to spend. Wendell doesn't get any of it.
The cogs are turning. And
I'm just
Igor's like,
imagining the
"Ugh."
collateral damage from him trying to make a gold piece out of killing a cockroach with a
Igor.
battle axe.
Igor is going to be trying to kill a lot of things. Okay, Igor has a very excited but like deep thought look on his face, and he kind of looks at it and goes, "How? This is the best gift I've ever received in my whole life."
Oh, Really? Okay. Well,
Yes. I've got to buy you so many presents, and he's gonna run off down the hallway.
you don't have. Oh, okay. Alright.
And as a note, Igor is going to go on the hunt now for a long piece of rope, and I will tell you later what he wants to do with that.
Okay, just go ahead and give me an investigation check, and we'll see if you find one.
Okay. My investigation is so good. A 7.
You look for a very, very long time for rope, probably well into the night while everyone else is sleeping.
Well, sleep.
You don't find one, but you do find someone who works on the ship who has pity for you and gives you some rope.
Okay, perfect. Igor thanks him, and he goes to his room to do something.
Okay. Hal, you're going to go see Wendell now?
Yeah, I'm gonna go find Wendell.
Okay, and then we'll head back to Harlan when you're done.
I stop at the kitchen first,
Okay.
and I grab a bottle of wine, and then I go see Wendell.
Okay.
He's just still up on the deck, I'm assuming.
Yeah, he's probably still enthralled in his writing, given encouragement on his plot plot outline. He is now committed to writing.
Okay.
His
Hey,
new hobby. His romance novel.
Romance novels now.
And
Hey,
other
Wendell,
books. This is just the
Yeah.
first one. First of many.
Do you want some wine?
Oh, yes, always, please. Thank you.
Yeah, here. I give him the bottle, and then I'm like, I have a gift for you. And she pulls out.
Oh.
It looks like. No. It looks like.
The man has
how to
hope. I don't know
describe
what to tell
this.
you. How do you describe this?
It looks like a shaft with a bulb on the end, wrapped in shitty butcher paper. This is for you.
Do you really think what am I to use this for?
Well, if you open it,
I'll
you'll
wrap
see.
cautiously.
So it's a glass and silver goblet.
Oh!
And,
Huh. It's completely different than what I imagined.
It's got like little blue sapphires on the bottom, like the
Ooh.
base. And I will link the picture. But so she's like, hold that, and then she takes the wine bottle and like pours some into the bottle, into the goblet, and go ahead and swish that and see what happens.
He swishes it.
It goes in the opposite direction you're swishing.
Oh.
And like if you go to pour it, it goes up the glass instead of like down the glass. But when it goes to your lips, it comes out the proper size.
Interesting. Isn't that quaint?
I figured like it's kind of something unique and you can impress people with it.
I was just going to say this will impress many people.
Yeah, and the description's in the Zoom chat. But
Thank you, Hal. Gotta have some wine.
No, I'm actually gonna go to bed. But, well, yeah, bed.
I will enjoy this lovely bottle of wine and this glass and keep writing. I believe I'm on what they call a roll.
Oh, well, have fun rolling.
Yes, I'll let you know when the first chapter is ready.
That sounds good. Bye. And I go back down.
Good night.
All right. So as everyone goes off to do their things for the evening, we'll head back over to Harlan and Lamont. You exit from a special room, a special doorway at the bottom of the Sky Spire into what seems to be like a carriage house. There is a private section on the side where a very large, lavish, gold and purple carriage with dark windows sits. It's a 6-horse carriage, so it's meant to go very fast. And Mr. Nouveau entreats you to go into the carriage with him. The guards go along the side, and he opens the door for you guys to join him. Please, join me.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine, I'm sure.
Hey, how's it going?
Very well. Soon to be very, very well.
Yeah.
Yes. Your friend is quite the inventor. May have broken a monopoly that has lasted for a century at least.
Yeah. Yeah, you mentioned that. That's something, right? That's crazy. It's an interesting piece of machinery. The big red one's put together. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, I don't even care about the machinery. The ship itself, by itself, could revolutionize the mercantile process across all of the continents of Exandria.
Sure. Well,
If properly implemented.
Well, yes, I mean, it's about expansion, quickly cornering the market. I mean, a single flight across the Osmond Sea is 2,000-3,000 gold. I mean, it's ridiculous. Only the most expensive of products or people travel that way. But this, simple canvas and wood, no enchantments that cost that much to create, expandable. I could do so much.
yeah, I think it's more of a passion project for Mr. Flipcloak here. I'm not sure about the, I mean, I don't mean to speak for the guy, but I think there's probably going to be a lot of potential investors licking their chops to get their hands on what the guys put together. So, it's kind of a wait and see.
No, that's very true. That's very true. And if you're able to cover your own expenses here for the cost of the broken windows and the port fees while your ship is there, any other expenditures that you have in front of you from your rather unfortunate entry into our airspace, I would not have any problem with either of you just taking all the offers in front of you. But for now, I'm looking at solving all your problems while you help me with mine.
I would love to go over some schematics with you, but I'm in dire need of rest. We have been traveling for some time.
Yes, and you notice that the carriage has started moving, but the curtains of the windows are drawn, so you don't even see the city going by. There's a soft light inside from lamps that seem to be, magically illuminated. It's very comfortable. It's very cool. It's very comfortable. Like outside, it's a little steamy. It's a little warm there on the Menagerie Coast, but inside, it's almost like there's a set temperature of a cool range for you. You feel comfortable in your heavy coat.
This is a very nice carriage you have here.
Ah, yes. I had it specifically built for this city. I don't spend all my time here. Of course, you understand. There are many cities. Rexingtrum is quite a popular place to be for certain types of trade. And we have some other... Marquette is a quite popular place. They have such wonderful spices there. Very, very, very wanted across many different locations. Quite a good import. But, I even have some wine work in Iman. It's quite nice wines. We used to have a very good deal on this Hassenpfeffer wine out of Haversham. But that fell by the wayside about a decade ago. I'm not sure what happened. It's been a loss, really. I mean, my palate has missed it for quite some time.
Well, I am actually a friend of Havisham, and I believe they're getting back into that trade.
Oh, the Hassenpfeffers of Havisham. Well, perhaps we have many discussions to have in the future. Do you know if they'll be as your friend here in Damali?
They should be arriving within the next day or two.
Oh, they're on the Pride of Iman. I have a few packages being delivered on that particular ship. It should be arriving tomorrow, I think.
Oh. What are you if you don't mind me asking, what are you getting from Amon?
Wine mainly. It's just there's this wonderful little import-exporter, Mr. Siffa, who has been sending us samples of various wines he's been importing and then transferring over the Marquesian wines. I mean, they're nothing quite like what we have over here. I mean, have you tried some of the wines from Damali?
I don't believe I have.
Oh, well, I would suggest if you have the opportunity, he looks over at Lamont and you, like he's like really sharing something, the Solvia Groves Diamond Plum. It's exquisite, very expensive here. Importing and exporting in other places, almost impossible to be affordable for the quality, but it's still some of the best wines you can have. Also, the Oveso Family Dark Red, if you like a good, like fruity red, a lot of character to it. Oh, that's such a good wine. I've actually been discussing with some importers in Amman about maybe trying to get a deal, but it's very expensive just to buy it here, much less transport it across the airships. You can't trust it if they're going by dark tour on sailing ships, so it has to go by airship. And then it's 3,000 gold just to ship a case. It's so expensive. Imagine 12 bottles, 3,000 gold just to get it there, and each bottle costs 60 gold apiece. Right there, you're spending a fortune just for a very good bottle of wine. Ugh.
Hell of an import fee.
Yes, just the cost. Now, your ship, on the other hand, if we could get the economies of scale worked out properly, the cost would be minuscule comparatively. Think of the profit margins. If you're competing against a bottle that costs almost 1,000 gold apiece and you can sell it by volume at 500, you may flood the market after a while, or just sell it at the current market price and pocket the difference.
The Halclonian class ship was not meant to be replicated, but I think I can design you one that will.
Well, I don't mean to talk business now. You've just arrived. That's a very good idea. Mr. Lamont, was that your name, sir?
I never drink wine.
Cuts to last season. Have some of this wine, Lamont.
That's your loss, sir. Though some wines are exquisite in their own right. An experience to behold, if you will.
I'm just hitching a ride. I'm happy for my friend here, but I've got other business in town.
Oh, do you? Might I ask what?
Justice.
There's a quilting festival.
Oh, that's in the beaded market, I think.
Spoon collecting.
A lot of travelers actually do the decorative spoons that you find in some of the lower class markets are quite intricate for the quality.
That sounds good to me. I'm not a man.
Might I suggest possibly what's the name of that particular market? I know what it is. Steam Below Promenade. That's a great place in the Beaded Alley. It's a good mid-level market. Lots of great deals there. You might find the spoons you're looking for.
That sounds charming. When I take my evening constitutional, I'll drop in on it.
Yes. Wonderful. Well, we're almost there. You notice as you've been traveling, the grade that you're traveling has been slightly uphill, and there's been a lot of switchbacks. But then as you've leveled off, the normal clip-clop of cobblestones has given way to almost a whisper-smooth road surface. When you arrive and the guards open the doors, you step out into a walled and gated garden. And before you stands a very tall marble home, richly appointed, flowers everywhere, lots of golds and purples. Mr. Nouveau turns and goes, "Welcome to my home. It's not much of anything. It's just a fun little place to have here in town. But I'm sure you'll find that you could find anything here."
Well, all I would like right now is to be shown to a room. I'm quite tired.
Oh, well. And then like four servants just appear. Like they just run up and are like, "Would you please show Mr. Lamont and Mr. Flipcloak to a room? Give them one of the larger rooms and give them whatever they need. Unfortunately, while you are still figuring out the issues with your fees and your entrance into Port Damali, I really can't let you leave the premises without having the guards with you. It's kind of like a deal with the Zalazo. It's jail or like a gilded cage. But for now, you're fine. You can have the full breadth of my property, whatever you need."
Don't instigate the gods, Lamont.
I just got one question.
Yes, sir. What might I do? What might I answer for you?
If you were a bunch of cannibals, you'd tell us, right?
If we were a bunch of cannibals, the Zlazo would have already rooted us out and given my palatial home to someone else more deserving.
Okay.
They're very good at their job.
All right.
Oh.
From peckish, and could use the washroom, the WC, and
The baths are at your disposal.
this whole hanging out with the guards thing, though.
Only if you exit the property.
Right.
They won't bother you as long as you're within the grounds.
Right. Well, in that case, I'm exhausted. You think Harlan's tired. Boy, howdy, my dogs are barking. I need to sit down and read my book and just close my eyes for a few minutes. So
Wonderful. Wonderful. Please follow my servants. They'll take you to your rooms. Any other questions before you go? I'm really excited to discuss business with you, Mr. Flipcloak.
I am also excited to discuss business.
I too am excited about discussing business.
Yes, your enthusiasm overwhelms me.
Thank you.
That's Harlan.
And as you're led off to your private rooms, we'll cut back to our Pride of Amon. It's night now. I know Wendell doesn't sleep. Hal is busy. And Igor had an idea before morning. Igor, what is it would you like to do?
So Igor, being enthralled by the idea of making money off hitting things with his axe, will sit in his room, rope that he very securely and tightly wrap it around the handle of the axe as he does not want to lose it. And then he will very securely and tightly wrap the other end around his torso. He is going to run up on decks with the axe and rope in a bunch, and he is going to go seagull fishing with his axe.
Seagull
If there's any
fishing.
birds of any kind around, Igor is going to start chucking his axe at him, see if he can get money.
This is like the time
Okay.
we went looking for flying
He
fish.
wants to see it work. He wants to see it happen.
Cloudfish.
Okay.
This is like that one
Understand
time
it.
we went cloud fishing before we started streaming our games, and I remember how that went.
Yep.
Okay. Let's go with roll me a d20. Just a straight d20.
Oh.
5. Over this evening, you found 5 flying things in the air around the ship, within reach of your rope and your battle axe. Would you make me? I'll let you make just straight attack rolls with this. The first one, because if you attack it, if you don't kill it, it will fly away and won't come back. So, first roll.
All right. He's gonna sneak up on it like a vicious hunter on the deck and get up to the rails and he'll chuck that axe at it. So
Okay.
here comes battle axe. A 19. Ah!
Oh,
He was sneaking.
he was sneaking. You had advantage, so you do crit. You see a flash of feathers that immediately turn to gold and fall into the sea below because they appear where you killed the creature. And so about 10 gold worth of coins just twinkle in the stars as they fall down to the sea below you.
Igor lets out a primal roar.
So they only fall where they're hit if there's no space in his coin pouch, his pocket, or a bag.
I like the falling thing though because it's Igor's first time. He doesn't quite know how it works. So.
For future reference.
I don't imagine Wendell lets him have a coin pouch.
That's
no,
fair.
he's very irresponsible with his finances.
His butler uniform isn't allowed to have pockets because that's just like a coin pouch. And so he doesn't have his bag with him because he's on the deck playing fish.
Okay, well, Igor
Wendell
lets out a
gives him an
primal.
allowance. He has an allowance set aside for him, and he gives Igor money when he asks for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Igor lets out a primal howl on the deck and does like a happy dance and is like, any deck mates are like, and it exploded and the coins were everywhere and you gotta try this.
It's too
gonna
loud
get
up
me
here to
another
write,
one.
and I go below back to my room to continue my writing because it's too loud up here.
Okay.
Now. And I realize how late it's gotten and that these people think I sleep. So I'd retire for the evening.
Retire for the evening. Igor, would you like to make a couple more throws? You've got 4 more.
Rapid fire, absolutely.
Okay, rapid fire throws.
Okay, rapid fire throws at chemical birdies. Alright, 1, 2. Oh, there it is.
Okay, that one hits, but you don't see any gold.
Well, this is when you roll a 20 on an attack roll. Does it have to crit or just a 20?
I believe that's supposed to be a crit.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's fine then.
Because it's not 20 or higher when it's a 20. So if it wasn't a natural 20, it'd be whatever your modifier. It'd be, it'd be that specific number.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Who are...
Okay, again, you're killing birds.
Seagulls just floating.
I was gonna say, got 2 more.
Slaughtering seagulls here. Slaughtering Oh, you're just you're literally obliterating these seagulls.
Each time, Igor's like, yanks it back up.
It's just a cloud of feathers, but no gold.
I was hoping I would see some more gold.
Also, it can only do it once every 12 hours.
Igor doesn't quite realize that. He doesn't quite get it.
Okay.
Not yet. Give him time. It's his first time playing with it.
Was there anything else?
Seagulls will think twice about pooping on the deck of this ship.
Was there anything else you want to do? Anyone want to do this evening on the Pride of Amon?
I just write.
Okay. You want to give me a performance check to see how well you're writing?
Oh, sure. Certainly. I would say my performance is terrible, but I'm a warlock, so it's actually not that bad. My books might actually be halfway decent. Dirty 20.
Oh, you are very proud of the work you're putting together here.
This is some good smut.
There will be a wizard in 10 years that will cherish these books. So
You'll get how to do a dragon's horde.
the sun rises early the next morning. For those of you who have not gotten much sleep or don't sleep the evening before, the captain is up as well and says that we're about 6 hours out. We had good wind the night before, so if you'd like to go ahead and gather your things below, it shouldn't be too long before we start seeing Port Damali. Is there anything you want to do on this morning before we go check in with how Lamont is leaving the confines of the palace? No? Okay. We check back in at Port Damali, which is ahead in the world, so it's still night there. Or it would be opposite that because we're going to or does it raise in the west? I don't know. Critical Role does some weird things from time to time. Lamont, it's night.
Look it up.
You're in your room. You've had your bath. You've eaten way too many foods, types, things you didn't know, and you drank a lot of milk. And you yelled at a lot of servants.
Well, not necessarily.
Oh.
Are you done with yelling at servants?
I did not yell at the servants. I think it's
Okay.
important to distinguish that
New season, new Lamont.
was minding, for the most part, minding his manners. He was
Oh.
civil and cooperative, and is looking for a moment alone with Harlan, not in a bathroom.
Well, you have an opportunity to speak with Harlan in the bathing room where your golden tubs of hot water are there, so you can rest and relax.
I think it's great. Are we both in our own tubs?
Yes, you are in your own tubs. They're very large and comfortable.
But are they side by side, like a couple's suite? Like in those
No,
commercials?
they're facing
when you
each
see-
other.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
And we're alone?
Well, there are two bathing servants there
So
that are
basically
standing
alone.
very quietly off to the side with towels. They rewarm they bring in more hot water when you need it.
Okay.
All this grunge is ridiculous.
Listen, Harlan,
Yes.
I'm trying to, grow and develop, improve constantly, much as we can. And I've decided to stop trying to explore the first bad idea I come up with and try to make it work, I think I've identified that that's something I need to work on. So I guess what I'm trying to say is if I sneak out of here tonight, I'll have the cops on me first night in town. And I think I'm trying to avoid that. So let me ask you, are you going to do what they want and solve this whole crisis and run wine and do all this weird shit that rich guy wants you to do? Or are you going to fly the coop? What's the master plan here? Because I got other shit I need to do than start a trade war with the wine people.
Lamont, there's nothing for you to worry about. I'll have everything under control.
I'll be the judge of that. Okay, you have everything under control. That's speculative. Keep going.
I think that I have a plan. You have no need to worry, but please do not try to sneak away from this place. Just have a nice bath. Enjoy the nice foods. I am pretty sure the bed will be comfortable. Get some rest.
Well, it sits silently staring at Harlan, making little fists on the surface of the water and squirting water out of the top of his fist, and doesn't say anything.
Harlan just nods.
Is there anything else you guys like to do this evening?
No, I sit in silence unless Harlan talks to me.
Well, when I get back to my room,
Mm-hmm.
I'm making a whole bunch of flawed blueprints.
Flawed blueprints.
Yes, just minor flaws that will
Obvious flaws?
No. Things that'll cause setbacks.
Okay. I would like you to roll a deception with intelligence as the modifier.
All right. With intelligence as the modifier.
Right. So whatever your deception bonus is, if you have
So okay, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna roll.
are you proficient in deception?
No, I'm not proficient in deception. I'm not proficient in history, but history is intelligence check. So I'm just okay.
Okay.
Screw that. Okay.
Okay. You believe you've put
Whoa,
in
whoa.
some.
Whoa. Portent.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Oh, okay.
He foresaw this.
I believe
Mm-hmm.
that it's the same day that I rolled this. Maybe. I don't know. I've been saving this one for a while.
This is a new day. You
All right,
you arrived and then dealt with guards, and now you're at this. This is a brand new day.
I'll re-roll my portent dice.
Okay.
Well, I guess I'll choose a 12.
Okay, you choose a 12 plus your modifier,
four,
which is
16.
4.
16. Not bad.
Okay, so a 16.
Yeah.
You feel moderately confident that you've put in a few faults to the engineering of this balloon-based skyship, and that if someone followed your plans directly, that the ship would more than likely fail, or at least not operate in the same capacity that yours does.
It wouldn't. I'm not setting it to have like a disaster. I'm saying that it just won't fly.
Okay.
I don't want to set it up where there's,
The buoyancy of the balloon is off compared to the size of the gondola or ship aspect of the ship. Okay. All right. Lamont, was there anything for you this evening before you go to bed?
I strip all the sheets and bedding off the bed.
Mm-hmm.
And
They are like 5,000 thread count, massive cotton sheets. They're silk sheets. They are exquisite.
I secure the door, and I
Easily done.
fall asleep on the floor facing it.
Okay. No one interrupts you. It's a very quiet night of sleep for both of you. Okay.
Dreams.
Back at the Pride of Amman, you're now in eyesight of Port Damali. Did you all go up on deck?
Yes.
Okay.
Igor would, and he'd be proudly recounting to Hal and Master his seagull killing abilities and
There's
how much
still
gold was
feathers.
produced.
On his battle axe.
It was amazing. It was like, and then like, as the gold coin just exploded. It's like the bird was made of money.
Yeah. That sounds cool. You're really lucky you didn't lose the axe over the side.
I tied it really good. See, it's still got the rope like tied.
It's like
I'm
wrapped
not
around
gonna-
his leg, around his waist.
Yeah.
I am never gonna ever let anybody get this way.
Okay.
Wendell, are you on deck as well?
Yes, I would have come up above deck.
I'm sorry?
Yes, I would have come up on top
Okay.
of the deck with
Oh.
with the first few chapters in it.
Now, Hal is going to basically describe part of the city. So I'm going to describe what you see, and then Hal has kind of like narrating it a little bit, is because it's very the city itself is very easy to see from a distance, the way, because it's a tiered city. And so she'll describe which each section is. Basically, I'll do it for Hal, but it's Hal with the knowledge that's been given to you. So you see on the horizon a colorful city nestled along the coast and beside a great river. It is a tiered and sits atop several flattened hills that only slightly change in elevation to designate different wards, and small rivers and canals snake alongside the winding roads through collections of mismatched buildings, signifying a rich and varied cultural history. Beyond the farm fields and the ramshackle tents and homes that mark the boundary of the city lies a multicolored, shimmering series of roads that lead away into the distance. The first recognizable ward that you come across as your direction towards the Sky Spire is the Larboard Light. At least that is what Hal told you it was called. This massive harbor forms the southern edge of Port Damali and is as lavish as a dockside can be. Dozens of ships are moored and many more wait for space along the wharf to become available so that they may unload their trade goods from the greatest cities of Exandria. To the north, and glittering in the sun, is the great golden dome of the office of the Marquis of Damali. The next recognizable ward is named the Gilded Esplanade. Every street you can see is lined with colorful markets and throngs of people visible even from this height. Anyone who has heard of Port Damali has heard of the wonders of the Gilded Esplanade, and so have you. Your eye is drawn to the center of this ward, where a large, thin spire rises far above the surrounding streets, where you see the great sky spire and the docks where your airship will soon tie up. Beyond the spire, and on the highest of the flattened hills, lies the crescents. This seems to be the least crowded of the wards in Port Damali and is filled with what looks to be great mansions and temples of considerable wealth. Hal has told you of 7 great moon-shaped statues that are scattered through the wards and give it its name. Beyond the crescents, and much harder to see from this distance, are the final 2 wards in Port Damali, the Beaded Alley and the Tumble Downs. These areas are where the average citizens of Port Damali reside, with the former existing to further business and trade, and the latter resembling the Whitestone slums of Amman that you are so familiar with. She also mentions, as you start to pull up towards the spire, that the Beaded Alley is where you'll find the little inn that she has picked to be the connection to the Grey Skull Shadow Inn. It's called the Crescent Acorn and is run by a family of halflings named the Amberwines. As you slowly slide in to the dock, about midway up on the Sky Spire, the captain rings a bell, telling everyone to hold tight as you bump slightly against the moorings and see this Mo and several of the other sailors tie up the ship. You are now docked at Port Damali.
Harlan taps his stopwatch. They're always late.
And at 10 after 11, I think that's where we'll stop for now, as everyone is in Port Damali. Nezrin, you see, is walking up to meet with a rather severe-looking light red fire genasi, who Hal knows is the seneschal of the family manor, and in her hand is a rather official-looking parchment with a red gold wax seal.
Ooh.
We'll find out what that is next week.
Ew, how exciting. Fantastic. So, next week is my birthday, so I will be very excited to be playing some birthday Wanderlust in Wildemount. Hopefully we'll have a grand old time, like we did tonight. So let's all go around, let's say who we are, what our favorite moment from tonight's game was, and yeah, where we can find you if you're doing things on the internet, whatever, it's cool. Let's start directly above me with Harlan Flipcloak. How was tonight for you, Harlan?
Awesome. I'm loving it. I'm hating this guy, but I don't really want to screw him over, but I also don't want him to steal my things. But then again, yes, I've done bad things. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. My favorite part was probably Igor skyfishing. That was pretty fun, and even more so that he got the crit the first time. Awesome.
Yes, the first shot got the crit, and it was like all the money right in the ocean.
I'm D20 Coup de Grace. You can find me playing here tomorrow. You can find me playing here Alien game. I'm not sure when our next one is. Sure, someone else won for me. And then, thanks, everyone.
Fantastic. Speaking of fantastic, someone who controlled all these chaotic beings. Deception check, our dungeon master. How was tonight for you?
You know, control is such a strong word for a group like this. Really, it's hard to say. I had a great time. Got to where we needed to be. At least I thought so. Hopefully everybody else had a great time. Yeah, I'm at deception check. I'm the DM tonight. This was fun. I had a good time. This was entertaining. It was interesting to watch everyone react to the certain things that were in front of them. You can also find me on Tuesdays playing Merrick Tenpenny on Mr. Ravenloft, and on a Saturday coming up soon on Aliens, where I'll be playing Hank Granger. That will be a lot of fun. And maybe something new coming up soon, be announced. We are in the month of the new announcements. I don't know when that's happening. So
Next week, we'll announce stuff on my birthday because that sounds exciting.
Okay. So there'll be okay. We'll be announcing things next week of the things that we are announcing. So
Yes.
those announcements will happen when they are announced, and we are announcing the announcement. So, yes, thank you, everyone.
Thank you. And someone I'd like to thank for just sticking to their character. I love it. Travis, Lamont. Lamont
Hey.
cracks me up.
We're having some fun. My favorite moments were rolling a 1 on my stealth check. Igor confronted with the concept of having his own free money, which is something that I still struggle with in my late 30s. And Howl genuinely wondering whether or not her girlfriend was mad at her, and trying to feel that out, and reading Frank about, does it look like if you go back and watch, I can't remember what you said, Becky, but that first thing you said to Frank was like, does it seem like she's mad? My heart broke. We've all been there, ladies and gentlemen. We've all been there. And then Harlan referring to me as the burden, that's going to come back. And then Wendell reading his own writing and going, that's good smut. I just love it so much. I can't stand it. And we're going to play D&D tomorrow night. And we're going to play Aliens Saturday the 13th.
Not this Saturday, but next Saturday.
Next Saturday. And it's our season 2 opener, and we're going guns blazing. So lots to say about that soon. So I just love getting to do this. Back to you.
Thank you, Travis. That was an excellent report.
Thank you for watching. Sorry.
On the upcoming events. We also have with us Nugatosaurus. Nugatosaurus, how was that for you?
It was fantastic. And Travis, that's just me. I'm married, and anytime my husband's tone changes, I'm like, do you hate me? Like, what? Like, that's just...
Get over that.
I pick up on all the tones. I'm sorry. No, I'm Nugatosaurus. I play Hal, the shifter fighter / paladin. You can also find me here on Tuesdays playing Ambar of Anasta, the Divine Soul Sorceress. But I'm a bard right now, which is weird. And also on Saturdays once a month when I play Violet, the synthetic human, in our Aliens game, which is phenomenal. I'm super excited for it. My favorite part was just the image of Lamont trying to hide behind Harlan and whisper like bad idea, like that. Just, it cracks me up. I love Lamont, but I hate him too. It's a great relationship, and I love it, and I'm very excited for next week when they can finally see each other.
Yes. Cannot wait for the group. Not just the group, but group to be all back together. It's gonna be great. What a reunion. Speaking of great, Igor. Seagull Annihilator.
Seagull Annihilator Extraordinaire, if I could speak properly. I, Shiny Palette 206, playing Igor tonight. Had fun. That was great. I got to play a full game of Igor, and I loved looking at everybody's characters and the fun excitement that happened. I like the craziness with how we treated that poor woman up on the deck of the ship. I like the wonderful gifts that Hal gave both Igor and Wendell. Excited to use that more and to see Wendell's a bit more in action too. I'm very interested. I like the shenanigans happening with Lamont and Harlan, especially with the docking fees and the absurdities going on in their area. Hopefully we'll meet up with them soon. I like the exciting world that we're headed to. I love the flying airships. It's all cool. I could keep going. So yeah, anyways, thanks everybody.
And thank you. Let's see. Some of my favorite moments before we wrap up here. Also, thank you guys for some of all the raids. But we're wrapping up because it happens. My absolute favorite moment was Nugatosaurus's face when I was pitching her my novel draft outline.
I would read it in real life. I love shitty romance novels. 100%. I would read it.
I cannot wait for, because Howl and Wendell are so antagonistic half the time that people think they're arguing when they're having discussions, even though they themselves are not antagonistic, they seem antagonistic. So I can't wait for him to hand her the rough draft of the novel and to get that feedback. I cannot wait. I can't write this book fast enough. Well, my fictional character can't write this fake made-up book fast enough. I also loved Harlan when he was referring to Lamont. I don't remember the exact wording, but it was like he's a nuisance or something. Like, it was just so offhanded. A burden. Yes, he's a burden. I was like, ugh.
The burden.
It tickled me. And also, poor Harlan. He did not want to be in this predicament and position, but here he is. And I cannot wait to see what conversation happens with the group when they get back together. But thank you all so much for playing, and thank you everyone so much for watching. I had a blast, and I cannot wait for next week with I demand there be cake, because it will be my birthday. So, as long as there's cake in the game, I'm happy. And hopefully lots of other cool fun stuff. Like, I don't know, fun fancy event. We'll see. Who knows? Until then, come check us out tomorrow night on Mists of Ravenloft, where the group just made a bunch of wolfsbane and a, let's see, what's the word? A wolfware got blunderbust to death, practically. And they're gonna go take all his stuff now. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. I have some fun surprises for the group there. It's gonna be awesome. And of course, Saturday after next, we've got aliens, and it's gonna be so cool. I can't wait. So till then, I'm gonna run on our awesome epic intro as our outro, because it's really cool, and you get to see all these wonderful character art and things, and it's great. So till then, till next time, have fun, play games. We'll catch you later.